Hello humans, Master Dinnerflax here, bringing you low quality content you deserve. And today, for those of you who are new to my channel, you might have been looking at the title thinking, oh, what does that mean? For those of you who have been here for many years, you know what Chaos Blade is. And what it is, it's actually kind of like a pretty interesting historical moment in Yu-Gi-Oh! For those of you who don't know, like at the end of 2017, when Isolde was released in the OCG, I started doing tests with it, realizing the card was absolutely insane. And I started doing combos with it, with like Chaos Zone, Phoenix Blade, searching BLS, having a bunch of Chaos Warriors stuff, and I called the deck Chaos Blade. Now, the whole focus of the deck was to use Divine Sword Phoenix Blade over and over again as like a free Sinister Serpent, while at the same time Isolde was summoning like really strong like warriors from the deck, like Armageddon Knight, which was send Malicious or Plague Spreader, and you could like Synchro XE spam, even in Master Rule 4. That was in 2017, before we even got the card. Before Gokis existed, before Rongo existed, before Gumblar existed, before the Danger FTK existed. Legitimately, I was one of the very first people to ever experiment with Isolde, and you can go back and look at like Mega Capital G's channel. He has some replays of the OG Chaos Blade with like Firewall loops, Kuraz looping. Like, there was a lot of things you could do with this stack. But now, like, with Armageddon at 1, Malicious at 2, Grepher at 1, like, the deck has taken a lot of hits. Summoner Monk being banned, Firewall being banned. Like, the original strategy, for a while, I considered, okay, this deck's just done. So I stopped playing it for, like, well over a year, and I didn't look back on it. And it's, like, it made sense at that point, because there was nothing left that Chaos Blade could do that wasn't just what regular Dark Warrior was, and Dark Warrior was just not a good deck. Now, am I saying this is a good deck? Probably not. This deck like has no room for hand traps and has a lot of choke points, just like regular Dark Warrior. But I found it very interesting because they released the Chaos monsters. Like, you could go back to the... It's almost full circle. I started with Chaos Blade as an Isolde deck, but then as I learned more about the Isolde interactions and all the things you could do with the card, I came to the realization that Chaos Blade was just a worse version of Dark Warrior in every conceivable way. So I gave up on the deck. But now, over time, with both all the hits and support of the new Chaos stuff, I'm going back to putting Chaos monsters in the Warrior deck, therefore making it Chaos Blade. But that's enough of this rambling, and that's enough of the history, so let's go ahead and get into the combo. So for this combo, you need a way to 2 Warriors and a way to Chaos Creator, which, if you don't know, there are a grand total of 9 in this combo. You can draw the Chaos Creator, you can draw Chaos Space, or you can draw Dark Magical Door, I think is its name. Because all 3 of those cards are absolutely it in the combo, because in Dark Magical Door, you have a spell card that's going to go to your hand, which is Phoenix Blade. For Chaos Space, you're going to Search a Light with Isolde, and Chaos Creator is itself, so that doesn't matter. But let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to get our 2 Warriors on board. So we're going to go Dolphin. And you've seen this part before. In the very start of this combo, it's going to be very basic. So we're going to search any warrior. Doesn't matter. I'm not playing BLS. Despite this being a Chaos deck, there's literally no reason to play it because it has no turn 1 utility. And, like, you need to be very careful with the attributes you keep engrave. And BLS being an extender, like, late combo wasn't worth it. So, we send our 4 equips. summon Armageddon. Armageddon will send Plague Spreader. We'll stack the random card on top of our deck for Plague. Plague will summon itself. We will link the Plague and his old into Fiber. Fiber here will summon any level 3 tuner. But for this deck, I thought the best level 3 tuner is Arborea, because you need a warrior for the tuner. And Arborea is just the best level 3 warrior tuner, probably ever. So now we go into Power Tool, and you've seen this before, if you've seen any Dark Warrior combos before, so we're going to get our DDR. Now, this is where you need to start being careful, because for this sequence of the combo, you have to banish Armageddonite, of course, but your other banish has to make sure you're banishing non-light or darks. So if you used Sublimination Knight, you need to make sure the only thing you're banishing are the Armageddonite and a thing that's not a light or dark, because that really matters in a Chaos deck. So Armageddonite, you'll summon it back. Zephyros, of course. Bounce the DDR. Armageddon goes to grave. We take 400. And then we're going to do it again. And then DDR again. This time we're going to send Summoner Monk. So pretty obvious. Like this is just a basic Dark Warrior start. But once we get to the Summoner Monk, this is where it starts to get a little goofy. If I can find this Summoner Monk, there we go. Because so right here, I've been talking to a few people online, and we've discovered that any 2 warriors in the game can play almost any deck, if not every deck conceivable. But, and so you could theoretically do whatever you want at this point, but we're going to revive Summoner Monk. We're going to banish this and the connector, add back Phoenix Blade, and now we're going to toss it. Now this is where I deviate. So we got a Seifert. Seifert is going to send himself to search what you might not expect, but a Chamber Dragon Maid. Now you might be thinking, well, why not go for the Baby Chaos Dragons? Because what I'm about to do is I'm about to use this monster for an XZ material. So here's the thing about this. So the Baby Chaos Dragons are 2 dragons. Chamber Dragon Maid is 2 dragons as well. But Chamber Dragon Maid doesn't special summon itself. However, the Baby Chaos Dragons are not 2 dragons if they're used as an XC material. And I'm about to show you why. So we're going to fuse these 2 into Ultra Entityness, and we're going to use her effect to special summon Chamber. And Chamber is going to search the Archetype Monster Reborn. Now, this is what I mean. We're about to use these 3 to overlay into Bujinki Amaterasu. Now, this is the thing. If that was a Baby Chaos Dragon, that's it. You'll never get its effect. So that's kind of unfortunate. But because it's a Chamber Dragon Maid and we can summon it from the hand, that's why I'm playing specifically it. That's the only reason. Now, with Amaterasu, we can summon back the Armageddonite, which will now send a Levianeer. So this is why we went Seifert to search Chamber instead of just going Chamber automatically, because now we can add back this Chaos Dragon Levianeer to our hand. And then we can activate the Hospitality and just revive the Chamber Dragon Maid. And we will link these 3 into Appaloosa for 3 negates. Now, here's the thing. If you just have any 2 warriors and you don't have access to Chaos Creator, what you're going to do is you're going to banish all 3 of your darks, summon Levianeer, rip a card out of their hand, and then what your field would be is a hand rip, 3 monster negates, and the Amaterasu is a controlled quick effect. And by that, what I mean is you actually choose when you want to use its quick effect. during your opponent's turn. And what it does on your opponent's turn, you detach a material to grab back any level 4 or lower banished monster to your hand. Now, that's like cool, but that's not the thing. The thing you're doing with it is on that effect on your opponent's turn, you're detaching the Nts. So that means you grab back Safer and you pop a card. So what you have is a Trident, 3 monster negates, and a hand rip. If you didn't draw a Chaos Creator. However, we did draw a Chaos Creator. So now we will banish the Isolde, we will banish the Armageddon Knight to special summon the Chaos Creator. We will shuffle back any monsters that you might want. If you expect a grind game, just shuffle back those monsters. But we're going to summon Armageddon Knight. And remember to keep Seifert and Armageddon Knight banished when doing this. So Armageddon Knight will trigger yet again. And we will send Malicious, banish Malicious, summon Malicious. And then we will link those two into IP Masquerena. Now, there's probably other Union carrier plays you could do. Like, you could equip, maybe equip, like, Photon thing to go search, like, Galaxy Soldier. And instead of Legionnaire, you could just, I guess you can't do that. But, like, there's some things you could do with Union carrier, but it would require a lot more bricks. So I just didn't do that. But yeah, you could also equip, I don't think there's a Wind Warrior, but if there's like a Wind Warrior you can think of, you could equip it to Appaloosa and give her 4 monster negates. You could do that too, but I think IP is just the best for this scenario. But now we're back to we now have 4 darks in our graveyard, so we are going to banish, banish, and banish, and then we are going to special the Legionnaire, rip a card out of their hand this time, and then we are going to overlay into any rank 8 you want, preferably number 38. This keeps, when your Apollousa gets low on attack, it keeps it from getting ran over. It keeps your IP from getting ran over. And your IP you won't use until you use the Amaterasu to grab back effect, because what you'll then do is you'll detach the Unts, get back Seifert. Seifert will go in hand, you'll pop a card, and then when they're still trying to play, you link the IP and Amaterasu into Unicorn. And then you discard the Seifert, shuffle another card, so they got a pop, shuffle, and you still have the 4 negates between these two. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And about the Fire Fist deck, what I think I'm gonna do instead of just another like dueling book deck profile is I'm going to see if I can get like the last few cards I need in real life, and I might actually do a real life deck profile of that, because it's like a really nice pet deck to have around. But that's about it for the combo. Another thing to keep in mind is during this combo, you are given both opportunities to use these, because if you have Chaos Space, you just discard this to search the Chaos Creator, and then you can banish this. And not only that, because it cannot be normal summoned or set, you can actually get a draw off the Chaos Space when you banish this. And then the Dark Magical Door, when you're using that, you'll actually discard this for one of the DDRs, just so you can have the second Warrior engrave. Because when you do that, then you can use the Phoenix Blade to grab the Chaos Creator. But yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And remember, Master Dinnerflax will take your soul.